Good afternoon to you. You are just in time for news feed here on TV47 with me, Muthoni Minor. You can send us your feedback at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms. Now, starting off, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, is investigating a number of facilities reported to be illegally administering COVID-19 vaccines to Kenyans. According to the Health CS Mutahi Kagwe, the vaccines being provided in some of those facilities are illegitimate and could possibly be water. The ministry is now issuing a warning to any facility not authorized to administer the COVID-19 vaccines by the Ministry of Health to stop or face the wrath of the law. Kagwe was speaking earlier this morning at the Kenyatta National Hospital, where he was commissioning a clinical waste management equipment.
The DCI has moved in some facilities that have been illegally vaccinating people for COVID-19 and charging them for that vaccination. And I would like to tell Kenyans that such exercises that are going on are illegal, and chances are that you are not even being vaccinated with proper vaccines. There is every possibility that you are even being vaccinated with water and paying for it. And therefore, I want to warn the country and Kenyans at large. First, vaccination in Kenya is free. Nobody should be charging you for it. That's number one. Number two, nobody is authorized to vaccinate you except for those outlets that have been given authority by the Ministry of Health. And not only have they been given authority by the Ministry of Health, they vaccinate for free.
Moving on, Ishashiri Girls High School Principal Jane Muthoni and her co-accused Isaac Nganga alias Gikoyo have been sentenced to 30 years each for the murder of Kiru Boys High School Principal Solomon Mbuthe, husband to Muthoni. In his ruling, Justice Joel Ngoge noted that the aggravating circumstances in which the murder was conducted by the accused persons called for a very stiff sentence to match the ruthlessness of the murder that had effect on the victim and the society. The court further noted that Muthoni was so intent on having her husband killed to a point that she had arranged several times to have him murdered. In her mitigation, Muthoni had pleaded with the court for a non-custodial sentence after maintaining her innocence. She pleaded with the court for leniency, claiming to be the sole breadwinner for her children who also needed her guidance.
At the ultimate site where his body was found. There is no question that the circumstances of this murder are indeed gravely aggravating. They call for a very stiff sentence to match the ruthlessness of the murder and its effects on the victims and the society. In this case, I have come to the conclusion that a stiff custodial sentence is merited as the only suitable way of expressing society's condemnation of the accused person's conduct or deter similar conduct in the future. Having considered all the mitigating circumstances and aggravating circumstances, I'm of the view that a custodial sentence of 30 years for each of the two accused persons is the appropriate sentence. Consequently, in my view, a fit sentence that properly balances the mitigating circumstances with the aggravating circumstances is a sentence of 30 years imprisonment for each of the two accused persons. And I, accordingly, sentence each of the accused persons to that period.
Still on murder, police in Kakamega have detained a 22-year Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology student over the murder of a third-year student at the institution. An incident happened yesterday in Kenfiko area in Kakamega County. Kakamega Central OCPD David Kabene has said investigations are underway to identify the motive behind the murder. The two, this deceased and the suspect, are said to have been in a toxic relationship.
Ni msichana wa miaka 22 ndio mwili wake ilipatikana hapo Kefinko. Kutokana na hayo tukaanza uchunguzi na tukapata ya kwamba yeye ni student katika Masinde Muliro University. Ndio tukachukua hatua, tukaanza uchunguzi yetu, na baadaye jioni tukaweza kupata one of the suspect, ndio tukamweka kwa cell, ndio tuweze kujua chanzo na nini hasa ilifanya afanye kitendo kama hayo. Ile kitu tunafanya ni kwamba tunangojea forensic data in the headquarters so that we can be able to associate yeye na hiyo manda. So ile kitu iko tunangojea, lakini yeye tuko naye kwa cell. Na ile ya kusangaza ni kwamba hata yeye ni student katika hiyo university. Kwa hivyo inaonekana ya kwamba ni kama kulikuwa na kitu kama relationship ambaye haikuenda mzuri sana. So tutaendelea tu kufanya uchunguzi ndio tujue chanzo na ni sababu gani kuwa msichana na kufanya kitendo kama hayo.
On to Kiambu, where police have shot dead 2 suspected carjackers who have been terrorizing pedestrians and motorists along the southern bypass in Kiambu County. The police stakeout followed Joseph Masharia's harrowing experience at the hands of the carjackers and who identified his captors at the Gotv forest. Kiambu County Police Commander Ali Nuno has, however, asked residents to report any cases to the nearest police station, further warning criminals that they will be ganged down.
They were able to intercept the 3-member gang who were terrorizing the public, and 2 of them are fatally injured. The following items were recovered: a homemade gun capable of firing, a sword, a panga, 3 mobile phones, and other assorted personal effects belonging to the same criminal gangs. What we required from them is that they give us a report instantly, and we shall be able to respond immediately.
Nilikutana na kijana mmoja mwenye alikuwa anapita kando ya barabara, na vile nilimpita tu kidogo nikasikia gari yangu imepata shida. Kwa hivyo nilisimamisha gari yangu ili niweze kuangalia mguu wa mbele umefanya nini, kama kuna kitu cha kubadilisha, ili niweze kuitisha kitu ya kubadilisha. Na muda tu kidogo ule kijana akanifikia, akaniamrisha niingie kwa msitu ndani. Kwa hivyo sikuwa na budi, niliingia kwa msitu ndani na nikaweza sasa kukutana na vijana wengine wenye walikuwa wamejihami kule ndani na mapanga 2. Ule mmoja mwenye aliniamrisha akiwa na pisto, huyo tayari ashauawa. Huyo nimemuona ndiye wa kwanza mwenye alikuwa mpande wangu wa kushoto, na ile kisu yenye walikuwa natumia ile sharp sana nimeiona hapo. Kwa hivyo na ile panga yenye sasa nilikuwa nimewekelewa kwa kichwa bado nimeiona hapo.
Moving on, the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Services has launched the registration and placement of students into universities and colleges in Subukia constituency. The exercise will see at least 1,000 students from Subukia enroll in tertiary institutions. According to the CEO, Dr. Masi Wahome, each student will receive 30,000 shillings to set off their college fees and will be eligible for a 40,000 loan.
The government has committed to support a lot of youth with education, not just university education, but also tertiary education. We realize we have over 600 students who got C+ and below, and we need them to register for either diploma, certificate, artisan courses. Everybody who got C to E, the government has an opportunity for them to study. So in the past we've realized the numbers have been low, and therefore I'm going out to as many counties in this country that I can to be able to talk to the young people and get them to understand what the government has for them. And we are looking at students who did KCSE from the year 2000 to 2020. Those are 20 years. We are looking for them, those who have never gotten to any government sponsorship, There are those who we have seen probably didn't pursue their education because they got married, they got children. They are the ones we are calling up to say, hey, there's something for all of us, because a country that doesn't focus on education, clearly there is really little development that can happen.
We can do roads, we can do water, we can do infrastructure. But if as leaders we cannot be worried over the numbers that leave school and continue being in the villages, being added every year, then we are going to lose it. And that's why I said it's part of us to look about these young people.
Now moving on, the construction of Wangoro Stadium in Kirinyaga County is at 82% completion, just a year and a half after President Uhuru Kenyatta visited the stadium in Feb last year. The BADAM is half completed at 56% as the government rushes against time to complete projects in the county. According to the Project Implementation Committee, the projects will uplift the lives of the surrounding community and boost the economy in Kirinyaga County.
Asubuhi tulianza na Thipa Dam ambao mnajua ya kwamba the project started on 1st of August 2018. To date, they are at 56% progress, and they have confirmed to us that the project will be completed by 1st of December 2021. The project has costed so far the project is worth 8.2 billion, and we were happy with the progress. The contractor has assured that the completion date will be achieved. Challenges of financing, land acquisition, already they have been resolved. We have also established that the workers, wafanyikazi, wanafanya kazi on Saturdays, Sundays, weekends, public holidays, to make sure that that completion date is achieved. Uwanja huu ukikamilika utasaidia sana watu wa eneo hili. Utakuwa na michezo mingi inachezwa katika uwanja, riadha, kandanda na michezo mingine. Na hiyo michezo ikichezwa utakuta ya kwamba wale wanakuja kucheza na wale wanakuja kuona, spectators watafanya economy ama uchumi wa area hii uende juu sana.
Now on to Garissa, where Northeastern Regional Commissioner Nicodemus Ndalane has warned land cartels in Garissa town to stop demolishing and torching of houses without court orders. Speaking during a public baraza at Modikar in Garissa, Ndalane said that it is the responsibility of the government to protect the property of its citizens. The commissioner further cautioned investors who have fenced their plots to ensure they follow planning protocols outlined by the county government. The public meeting was convened to address the land conflicts in the area.
We will reach a situation we will not be able to contain these gun holders in Garissa Township. My appeal is simple and straight. Let the government move with the speed we had known every other time.
So mimi nataka kuanza kusema kitu moja. Mimi nimekaa hapa Garissa. Afande, najua ile shida iko moja. Ukienda Garissa police station, wale watu ya kuripoti shida ni wachache, brokers ndio wengi. Ukienda station sahi, mabroker ni wengi sana.
In a town lazima kuwe na planning mzuri, mtu wa lands. Lazima tuwe na social amenities, mahali mashamba inapeanwa. Lazima tuwe na barabara. Lazima tuwe na mwelekeo. Sasa mtoto kama anasomea pande hii, anakaa kwao ni hapa na shule iko pande ile nyingine, mtoto akitaka kwenda shule atapitia wapi? Unajua iko vitu unaona ambao si za kawaida. Na lazima tukubaliane. Vitu kama hiyo wenye wanahusika, tafadhali muelewe na musimamishe. Na kama musimamishi, tutasimamisha kama serikali.
Now that report takes us for a short break. We will be right back with more. Do stay with us.
You see the woman you keep on admiring? They might be going through the same pain that you're going through right now, the same grief that you're going through now, or even the same disease that you are suffering with right now. Why can't I see clearly? But the only difference between you and them is that, yes, they cried, but they managed to learn through the pain and they came out as conquerors.
I stayed for like 2 years without having a job. I cannot even do a simple thing like taking a shower.
So Joy, you can imagine every day you're waking up, going to work, and knowing for sure, you have a dead baby.
Join me each and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on 19 with Joy Irungu here on TV 47.
At Global Precast Panels, we have the best quality, durable and affordable precast panels to suit all your needs. Manufactured under a controlled environment, we have the best precast concrete panels, precast concrete floor slabs, precast concrete perimeter wall, precast concrete columns and beams. Our panels reduce construction cost by up to 40% with absolutely no plaster required, including added soundproof benefits, convenient four-story buildings, schools, offices, residential houses, hospitals, and warehouses. Take advantage of our free transport. Contact us on 0702 24 7267 or 0796 24 7267. Global Precast Panels Limited, your reliable option for efficient construction.
These are the sights and sounds of a working nation. There are no shortages to remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them.
You need to stay relevant. If you don't, you're going to fade off.
Yes, they are a dime in a dozen, but the real meat on these bones comes from trying to realize them.
You just need to perfect anything. If it's drawing, if it's music, pursue it 100% because it's something that is giving back.
Join me, Violet Njoki, as I tell you the stories of these executed ideas, because yours could be next. Mondays, 7:30 p.m.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything.
Of Laikipia County have called for collaboration between security personnel, ranchers, and conservancy owners to help end perennial cattle rustling and banditry in the region, while regretting that ranchers and security personnel deployed in the area were frustrating their efforts to follow and recover their stolen animals. The locals have noted that they should be allowed to follow stolen animals inside the ranches.
Kwamba waturudishie.
Saa ile tukafuata kutoka saa 9 mpaka saa 12. Saa ile tumeingia hii shamba kilomita 20 ndani. Tukakutana na hii mkubwa ya hii manager ya hii shamba. Akakuta huko juu akatuambia aturuhusi tu Alan. Akasema aturuhusi tuingie hii shamba. Saa hiyo tukaongea tukamwambia atupatie askari ngapi? 4. Akasema askari yangu auruhusiwe, ati iko hapa, iko wakora, iko nini. Na hapo akatuambia nimehakikisha atarudisha mbuzi yetu. Akatuambia 100%. Sasa bado hiyo tunangoja.
Tukaenda tukaona Dio. Tukaambia bwana Dio, kuna report ambayo tumeona ambayo sio kawaida, kwa sababu kama inasemekana huko ndio watafuatilia mali, watafuatilia namna gani? Na tunajua kwa kawaida kama hakuna mwenyewe, hata hiyo kitu ikipatikana kule mwisho nani ita identify hiyo ng'ombe ama mbuzi. So Dio tulikuja na wao hapa tukapata hiyo management ya shamba, mwenye security ya shamba, tukauliza mbele ya dio ya kwamba kweli hii mali ambayo imeingia hapa mna haki kabisa ya kwamba mtahakikisha vile mlieleza hawa wananchi mtarudisha.
Moving on, the United Democratic Alliance Party that is linked to Deputy President William Ruto has launched a registration exercise for new members in Kisii County ahead of the 2022 general elections. Speaking to journalists at the party's offices in Menyinkwa area of Kisii Central, the leaders and supporters allied to the party, however, faulted the police for barring them from the venue of the launch.
Kama wamama tunasema, kama wasee, kama vijana na wamama wa Kisii County, we are out to carry out this exercise peacefully in this office of UDA. We have come here today to launch officially our exercise of recruiting the UDA members. We are not here by mistake. We are here by choice. UDA is our party, and we had our venue elsewhere, which has been disturbed by the government. We are very sorry. Whoever is behind that, we are condemning it in totality.
As a party of UDA, we must continue, and I'm asking our people to take the books and continue registering as many numbers as possible. This party is unstoppable, and it's a party where we are all welcome, and we are asking the Gusii region to all turn and become UDA.
Now from political matters to environmental ones, where a program to plant 1 million trees in Kakamega and Kisumu counties has been launched in Kakamega Forest. Speaking when they led various dignitaries in planting 12,000 tree seedlings in Kakamega Forest, Environment Cabinet Secretary Keriako Tobiko and his sports counterpart Amina Mohammed said the initiative, spearheaded by various stakeholders, is in line with efforts to curb diverse effects of climate change.
First ever in Kenya, probably in Africa and in the world, where sport, culture, and heritage interface with environment and interface with forest and climate change, to ensure that our sportsmen and women have a clean, a secure and healthy environment to practice and to do their trade.
This project is a WRC Safari Rally Greening Legacy project. It's an environmental conservation project, and it's aimed at planting 18 million trees over the next 3 years. And the idea is to commemorate the 18 years that the Safari Rally was out of the World Rally Championship circuit. This year, our plan is to plant 6 million trees. We have so far planted 653,000, CS Tobiko, in partnership with Save Our Rivers initiative. We hope to plant at least 1 million trees in Kisumu and in Kakamega. We have added the Kakamega rainforest deliberately because, again, of the centrality of this forest to conservation in our country.
Moving on, the government of Kenya is seeking to attain job opportunities for 30,000 skilled migrants upon revised policies to protect Kenyan workers' welfare during the graduation of 82 trainees at the National Industrial Training Authority. Labor and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui said the government is focused on training and skilled workforce to increase exportation of skilled labor in foreign countries. The ministry seeks to address welfare and security of workers abroad by reaching bilateral agreement with host countries, especially in Saudi Arabia and Middle East countries, which are the largest host destination to Kenya's unskilled labor market.
Is pre-departure training, and we are entrenching that policy across all the agencies, so that in the end, anyone leaving this country will have gone through pre-departure training, they have been retooled, they have been reskilled, and they are ready to work abroad. Pia tunaweka mikakati kupitia sheria ili wale makampuni wanaoandikisha na kuwaajiri vijana na kuwatuma kule nje wamepitia utaratibu ya kuwasajilisha kupitia kampuni ya serikali ya National Employment Authority, wakifanya ukaguzi na pia kuhakikisha kwamba wale wote wanaajiri wameorodheshwa na wamehitimu kuandikisha wa Kenya.